Good morning. It's Monday morning, February 18th, 2019, and it's time for your morning walk with me, Sophfronia. I am in Washington Square Park in New York City. So thrilled to be here. I was at the WNYC studios this morning with my co-contributor to the book on being 40ish, Jill Cargman. And Jill and I recorded on the show The Takeaway today with Tanzina Vega, and I'm really excited about doing that show. I will post a link to it when we get it, but that was so fun to be in the studio live today. So it's a beautiful day in New York City. It was snowing overnight in Connecticut. I'm so glad I made it here. I wanted to do a morning walk here because this is really, for me, when morning walks began. I lived in New York City for a very long time when I was a magazine journalist, and I used to walk to work through Central Park with my friend Naomi. So I love the energy of the city, and I'm glad to be back here sharing it with you. So I'm often asked, how often do you get into the city? Some days sometimes it's, I don't come here for weeks at a time. Other times it's more frequent. I was just here on Saturday attending a jazz concert of my friend Kim Nally. She was singing at Dizzy's Club. And now I'm back here today. I make the effort, though, to come here, especially when there are book events I would like to attend. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. How often do you get out to attend events? Now, you may not live in a place like New York City, but wherever you are, usually your local library and your local bookstores make an effort to bring authors in from all over the place, and they will come and read and sign books. And I've noticed that sometimes, I shall say, I host such an event about every other month at my local library. Sometimes they're well attended and sometimes they're not. And I think that goes for a lot of library events. So why is that? I think more people should go out and make the attempt to meet authors, especially if you're a writer, because we're all in this together and community is so important. And you don't know what will come of the connection that you make. I'm often asked, how do you meet agents? How do you meet editors? Well, I know for a fact that if you had come to our Brooklyn event for On Being 40ish, you would have met my agent because she was there. And sometimes all it takes is showing up and making a connection, talking about what you're doing, and you never know what will come of it. So it truly is worth the effort to go out. Now, when you do, you don't have to, say, oh, here's who I am and here's the book that I'm writing. But you are seeking to find out what the other person is doing, right? If you're meeting an agent or an editor, find out what types of books excite them. What are they working on? What are they looking for? Think of it in terms of, how can you help each other? Not, will this person sell my book? Will this person buy my book? It's about building relationships. And I think if you go into it with that in mind, I think you would feel more comfortable. I know some people don't like going to events and are very shy about meeting people. But I think some of that shyness comes from thinking that you're trying to get something from the other person. But if you go into it with the authentic feeling of, we're in this together, what can I do for this other person? And it may come back to me and it may not. But to be just open about it in that way, I think you'll find going to such events much more enjoyable. And you'll probably learn about some great books as well. So I'm going to keep walking. I'm on my way to meet a friend here in the city. But I hope you've enjoyed being in this new location. And I will talk to you again in a few days. All right? Have a good day. Good luck with your writing. Bye-bye.